Good afternoon. A Coventry MP is calling for the city's Children's Services Director to quit immediately after a mother and her boyfriend were found guilty of murdering 4-year-old Daniel Pelker. Magdalena Wuszak and her partner Marius Kreslek are due to be sentenced tomorrow. The pair beat the toddler to death after denying him food and locking him in a box room. Local MP Geoffrey Robinson says Daniel was also let down by his school, health professionals and social services, and he wants action to be taken.
We have set up a system to look after those that become vulnerable in life to people such as Daniel Pelker's parents. And that's what we're here to do, and that's part of our function. It's not the entire government function, but it is the function of an important and large, well-trained and well-paid staff of officials in the council.
While speaking about the case during a radio phone-in earlier, Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg said he agreed that questions needed answering.
I think we all asked the same question. How did this happen? What happened when the teachers saw this boy scavenging in bins for food, when they saw him lose all that weight? And they apparently did pass information on. Why did no one act on it? When he went to hospital and the mum and the stepfather were spun on that web of lies, what happened to the concerns that people had?
ITV News Central contacted Coventry Safeguarding Children's Board, but no one was available for interview. An inquest into the death of a soldier from Corby has ruled he was unlawfully killed while in active service. Lance Corporal James Ashworth was shot in Afghanistan last year. Our reporter Russell Hookey has been at his inquest.
Well, today we heard about the moments leading up to Lance Corporal James Ashworth's death, how he and his colleagues were on a mission to root out insurgent snipers in the village of Nawi al-Sarraj. He had been tasked with crawling along on his belly to throw a grenade into a room where an insurgent was holed up. His colleagues were providing cover of fire. Now, as they expected him to throw a grenade into the room, Lance Corporal Ashworth himself came under fire from the insurgent. What seems to have happened is that he was knocked from his feet after priming the grenade. He lost his balance and the grenade went off close to his chest, deflating his lungs and causing him head injuries. We heard how it's likely he lost consciousness almost immediately. Now, the coroner, Mrs. Anne Hember, recorded an unlawful killing while Lance Corporal Ashworth was in the service of his country.
Shots have been fired in the Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham after police say they responded to a potentially serious incident. Officers arrested 2 people, including the man in the fluorescent jacket. Local people reported hearing several shots being fired, which were the firearms police shooting the tyres of the suspect's car. The funeral has taken place of a Leicestershire woman who died trying to swim across the English Channel for charity. Susan Taylor from Barwell collapsed as she approached the French coast last month. Our reporter Phil Brewster has been at the service.
Around 450 friends and family gathered here at St Mary's Parish Church at Barwell in Leicestershire to say goodbye to Susan Taylor. It's now 2.5 weeks since the 34-year-old died while trying to swim across the English Channel. She was around a mile off the French coast when she suddenly collapsed, and despite being airlifted to hospital by a French Navy helicopter, she was pronounced dead 2 hours later. Miss Taylor had undertaken the 21-mile swimming challenge to raise money for the charities Diabetes UK and the Rainbows Children's Hospice. At today's service, staff from Rainbows said what a wonderful ambassador Miss Taylor had been for their charity.
When we found out, we couldn't believe it. I mean, it was real shock because of the training that she had put in. We would never have imagined something like that could happen.
Also among the mourners, long-distance swimmer Julie Bradshaw, who knew Susan Taylor and who swam with her just 2 weeks before she died.
She always did things for people, and she was full of life and always doing different things. And you know, she gave up a job to swim the channel, and I know that she would have been very proud to have raised so much money for Rainbows and diabetes.
During the service, a eulogy to Susan Taylor written by her family was read out to the congregation. One section read, "Although Susan's solo crossing of the channel ended in her losing her life, her family believe that even though her body did not physically stand on French soil, her spirit certainly did. No one could have given more. She was brave and determined until her last stroke." Phil Brewster, ITV News, Barwell in Leicestershire.
Now the weather forecast from Emma Jesson.
This'll keep your ears warm, but you can't hear anything. It's 4:30.
Hello there, I hope you're having a good day. Summer's back, if only for the afternoon. It looks like it's going to be dry, warm, fine and sunny this afternoon. Highs of 30 Celsius, that's 86 Fahrenheit, and not a lot more to say about it really, other than that. As we head into tonight, staying mostly dry. There's a very weak front from the west here, which will just inject a little bit more cloud in. Just going to be close, clammy, quite sticky, and a bit of a cloudier start tomorrow than it was this morning, with a few showers breaking out later.
Flybe, sponsors of ITV Central Weather.
Suffering from hay fever? ITV Pollen Count is sponsored by Benadryl.
Some of those showers tomorrow will be sharp, they will be thundery. In spite of the showery weather, the grass pollen season's pretty much at the end anyway, and so counts will be low throughout. That's it. Bye-bye.
And that brings you up to date with the news this lunchtime. There are more details on our stories on the website, itv.com/central. We're back at 6 o'clock. Hope you can join us then. For now, though, from us, bye-bye.